Hey, what's up guys? DB-YGO here, coming at you with a deck profile. The past couple videos I have posted were featuring Soul Control, a deck that is near and dear to my heart in GOAT format. However, may not be the most practical deck to play in 2024 GOAT. It just does get outpaced by Chaos Turbo, but you know, there's lots of Chaos Turbo running around GOAT format, so I wanted to take a break and just step back, play something fun that I love. I love the feeling of playing a soul exchange on an opponent's face down, tributing it for Thessalos, and getting a card out of their hand. Feels like Christmas morning. I'm going to share the deck profile with you guys, and be sure to like the video, subscribe, get the bell on, all that good stuff. Go ahead and share the video. If you like this video, leave a comment, tell me what you think about it. What are your favorite decks to play in GOAT format? You can say Chaos Turbo if you want, but I'm looking for maybe different answers. Like, if you have some off-the-wall deck that you want to share, you know, you don't have to share the list. You can just share what it is. Give a little brief description if you want. That'd be cool. We're going to go ahead and go over the cards in the deck. I believe it's 40 cards. I didn't actually count before I started, but that's okay. I don't foresee any reason why it wouldn't be 40 cards. Could be 41, but that's okay. We'll count together afterward. BLS, it's, you know, GOAT format. He's the best card in GOAT format, basically. He's like just, you know, a win condition. And there are lots of light and dark monsters in the deck, so you kind of have to play it. I don't play Chaos Sorcerers in this build. Thought about playing one, but I didn't find the room for it. Triple Thessalos, he is the star of the show. Soul Control, playing a Soul Exchange, tributing for Thessalos is a +1. Gets rid of an opponent's card on their field and out of their hand for the cost of one card, being Soul Exchange. I just love ripping cards out of my opponent's hand. And what's funny is against Chaos Turbo, sometimes you're going to be hitting Thunder Dragons out of their hand that they've been holding on to, and it's just 500 burn damage. It does do 100 damage times the level star of the monster that you discard. It's a nice little added bonus. Life points aren't that important in GOAT format until they reach 0, but little burn damage, little chip damage doesn't hurt. To Zaborg as well. Zaborg is I can't decide who's the second best monarch in GOAT format, Zaborg or Mobius. I like Zaborg because A, it's a light monster for BLS, and number 2, especially against Chaos Turbo when they do have 2 monsters on board, a Soul Exchange followed by Zaborg is really powerful. It can just take care of a lot of opponents' onboard resources and swing the tempo back in your favor. I do not main deck Mobius, so you will not be seeing him yet. We'll go over that later. Triple Gravekeeper Spy. A lot of Chaos lists play 3, a lot play 2. You got to play 3 Spy in this deck. You could argue play 1 guard, but I don't like the 1 guard. I don't think there's any need for it. It's just basically to see it. Make sure you see it. But yeah, Spy's really good. They run into it, and it's just tribute fodder. Mystic Tomato. I play 1 copy of Mystic Tomato to go into a few different things. It can also bridge into the Apprentice Magician engine. I happen to play, let's see, 1 tomato, Sanguine, Spirit Reaper. Spirit Reaper is a good defensive option, tribute fodder because it doesn't die by battle, but it also can rip cards out of your opponent's hand. Going into Apprentice Magician with Mystic Tomato just gives you more options, like if your opponent's about to onslaught you with a whole bunch of attack position monsters. I'd say Azure Priest, but then Azure Priest can clear everything. But Apprentice Magician gets you into Magician of Faith, which can get you back into your power spells, or can get you into your Soul Exchange, Brain Control, stuff like that. And then 1 copy of Old Vindictive Magician because it is like a Man-Eater Bug / Night Assailant. You don't play Night Assailants in this build, so the Old Vindictive is to get off of Apprentice Magician. It's kind of like the scenario earlier where I was talking about Soul Exchanging an opponent's monster and tributing it for Zaborg. It's kind of like that. You can Old Vindictive, flip, kill their monster, and then sack for Zaborg, kill another monster. It can just out-tempo your opponent like that. You don't want to see multiple copies of it, so you just play the 1 of. By the way, it's side note, if any of you guys have a Speed Duel Ultra Rare, I am looking for one. Starfoil's nice, but I would rather have the Speed Duel Ultra Rare one. No, I would not like the super rare from Champion Pack. I don't play like super expensive cards in my deck. And then just some random power one-ofs. Breaker, Tribe, and Sinister. They're just really good GOAT format cards, and you still gotta play them. Breaker is particularly important, though, because Apprentice Magician has an effect that a lot of people forget about. If you flip summon Apprentice Magician, I believe it's just flip summon. No, it's just if it's summoned. Never mind. It can be any summon. That's nice. You just flip summon it a lot more than anything else. Put a spell counter on a card that you can put a spell counter on. So if they attack you with Apprentice Magician, you get another one. You have Breaker in your hand. They have like a couple back row. You summon Breaker, pop one, flip summon, get a counter on it, pop another one. It's pretty good because Breaker is not technically once per turn. It's just gains a spell counter. Yeah, it's not once per turn. So yeah, pretty cool synergy there. I really like Apprentice Magician. He's just a really cool card. Oh, and also it doesn't have to go grave. So if it gets banished, it still works as long as it's destroyed by battle. That's all that matters. That's it for the monsters. I didn't count, but we'll count later when we go over like editing and stuff. Maybe I'll put the total on the screen. Maybe I'll be nice about it. Spell cards. Soul Exchange and Brain Control are really good cards in a Monarch deck. You are able to Brain Control face up monsters, or you're able to Soul Exchange face up or face down monsters, and then tribute them for your Monarchs. That gives you lots of advantage. Brain Controls can also just win you the game. In one of my videos, I just flat out won the game with double Brain Control. It was pretty crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and throw down Snatch Steal and Creature Swap in here. Creature Swap's a little bit of, I'll give you a little bit of spoiler on the next cards. Scapegoat, Creature Swap, I only play one of it. I don't want to see too many of it. It's not like you have to play it. But because I play Scapegoat, I like having the option of scapegoating an attack position, or excuse me, I like Creature Swapping an attack position Scapegoat token to my opponent and beating over it with a Monarch. It also, because you're taking control of a real monster in most cases, or you're supposed to, that gives you tribute fodder. Metamorphosis, 2 copies of Metamorphosis and 2 copies of Scapegoat. I'm going to go ahead and throw down the tokens with it because these tokens, shout out to my friend Matt. Matt's awesome and he makes tokens. They're foil, and I requested Rush Duel style tokens because I think they look really clean. And shout out to Matt. He did a really good job on these. I have other tokens too for other like Goat, Edison, and current format stuff even that he made for me, and he does a really good job. I really like him. So anyway, Metamorphosis and Scapegoat. Thousand Eyes Restrict is really powerful. It's like the same thing with like the Soul Exchange the board thing. You can Metamorphosis into Thousand Eyes Restrict, take an opponent's monster, and you contribute it for Zabord with the Stalos. It's another method of taking opponent's monsters. There's lots of ways to take opponent's monsters, and you want to see multiples of them with like 5 Monarchs. You could argue that this may be too many take control cards, but those can just win you the game even without Monarchs. So that's fine. Metamorphosis can also turn Monarchs or Zaborg into like Ryu Senshi, Dark Walter, stuff like that. So it just kind of depends on what you need at the time. Trinity, Pot Graceful Duo, powerful cards in GOAT format, kind of have to play them. The only reason I'm playing Duo is because it, like with the Stalos, it's basically hand control. I want to rip as many cards out of my opponent's hand. Spirit Reaper also does the trick, but it gives you more options to rip more cards out of your opponent's hand. Otherwise, like, it could be like sighted. You don't have to main deck it, but I think the card's good enough to play. It doesn't really take away from the consistency of your other stuff. Heavy MST, that's the last of the spell cards. Heavy MST, self-explanatory, spell and trap removal. And then for the traps, we've got 2 Trap Dust Shoot, more hand control, really good opening going first. I like to see 2 of them. You could play 3, but I think 2's enough. Mirror Force Ring. I don't play Torrential. I side deck the Torrential against like heavy aggro decks. I don't. The next card I'm going to show you, you could argue you could play Torrential if you want to. This is personal preference. I opted for 1 copy of Phoenix Wingwind Blast. Now the reason I did this is because like for the hand control aspect, this can blank your opponent's draw phase as well as take care of a threat on the field. And I thought, like, in addition to ripping cards out of your opponent's hand, you can also kind of give them a time seal-ish. And normally I advocate for Regeki Break over Phoenix Wing Blast. There are very few cards I would rather Phoenix Wing over Regeki Break, like Snatch Steal, for example. But because of like the hand control aspect, I wanted to try one copy of Phoenix Wing Blast as like a time seal type thing. It's okay. It didn't really come up that much in the videos, but it's a, you know, it's a testing theory. It's, you know, if I end up not liking it, I'll swap it out for Regeki Break or Torrential. But that's what I'm trying right now. So that is it for the main deck. I will put the total on the screen. I just didn't count beforehand and didn't want to count as well while I was talking because I don't have that sort of brain capacity. Fusion deck it's whatever 15 cards you want. This is just a pile that I grabbed in a hurry to play. It's not well thought out. The only thing you definitely need 3 copies of Thousand Eyes Strict at minimum. Anything else could be anything else. It's nice to have lights and dark options for the other levels. Okay, so Balter, Fiend Skull, and Senshi, you have to play at least one of each. They're just staples in the GOAT Fusion deck because when you metamorphosis into them, they give you, like, it's like a toolbox of different negate options. So that's, other than those, like, just kind of whatever you feel like is best. Because I believe you still can only play 15 for, like, official tournaments. If you're playing GOAT format for fun, you can have 3 of every fusion that exists from Lost Millennium and before, as it was back in the day, but not that big a deal. 15's fine. I'm not going to really need any more than that. Side deck's not really important for the video. I'm going to show what I had anyway, because there's a few things in here that were important for, like, the Soul Control deck itself that you kind of want to side. But, you know, it's just kind of whatever your side deck preferences for the deck, or for the format, rather, for your locals, your area. You know what I'm trying to say. Double Mobius for back row heavy decks. Soul Exchange Mobius is another +1 or +2 option. 1 Jinzo, because some trap cards can give you problems, so I wanted to include Jinzo in the side deck in case there's heavy traps. Warriors play a lot of trap cards, for example. I think Jinzo's pretty nice. 1 Kaiku for the Chaos, and 2 Connect Soldier for Warriors. Connect Soldier is kind of cool. You can set it, they can attack and run into it for a lot of damage, and you can sack for a Monarch if you need to, or you can just continue to beat their face in. It's very versatile for the side deck. I like it. Nobleman's and Mind Controls for the Chaos matchup. I didn't main any Nobleman's. I sided them because going second against Chaos, you definitely want to, and you already have Soul Exchange, you just want to, like, see more options to get rid of your opponent's face down cards before they become a problem. Because time sucks, and because Pana Burn, or just Burn in general, can steal games from you, you have to side Mystic Walks, basically. Torrential, as I talked about, and then 2 Royal Decree. You saw in my video, if you watched my, I believe it was the first one against Luke, that ended up winning me the game outright. He tried to Phoenix Wing me. He tried to Phoenix Wing a Magician of Faith before resolving a second Graceful Charity, and I blew him out with Royal Decree. He did not see that coming. It was the funniest thing ever. Royal Decree is really good against, like, heavy trap decks like Warrior, and especially when you side in Mobius. If they set a couple and you Royal Decree and you just sack for Mobius or Soul Exchange for Mobius, you're gonna steal a lot of card advantage from your opponent. And I think Royal Decree is very important in this side deck. You only main deck 5 traps in this, so you can afford to side those in. Even if you side 1 or 0 cards out, it doesn't really matter. But if you're going first, you're going to side Royal Decrees in for sure. But yeah, so that's it for the deck. Fusion deck, side deck, like I said, those are kind of just how you want. But the main deck, I like the main deck. I like the ratios. I think 5 Monarchs is pretty good. Obviously, you can break on Monarchs, and that's the kind of the I want to say what kind of pushed people away from playing Monarch decks in 2024 GOAT. is they don't want a brick, you know, they want the most consistent deck possible. And but I think 5 is a good number. You don't see too many of them. I was seeing maybe 2, I think 3 at most in one hand, but 2 for sure is fine. You've got a lot of options to tribute for them, whether it be with the spell cards or your defensive guys like Spy and Apprentice Magician, what have you. So yeah, thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for watching the video. And if you have any other questions, or if you have any suggestions, cards that maybe I should be playing that I missed, if you have any ideas, let me know. I'd love to hear about it in the comments. And like I said, tell me what your favorite, like, not Chaos Turbo deck in that is that you like to play in 2024 GOAT. You can say Chaos Turbo if you want, it doesn't matter. I like Chaos Turbo. I know it's kind of brain dead at this point, but it's really good, and you can't really deny that. But thanks for watching. Be sure to like the video, subscribe, get the bell on, all that good stuff. I want to do a giveaway. I've been saying this for the past few videos. I want to do a giveaway at 500 subs. I still have not decided what I'm going to get for it yet. I will come up with a solution hopefully soon. Life's busy. You know, I work full time. I have 3 kids, and it's like I can't always think about Yu-Gi-Oh, but I really want to do a giveaway at 500 subs. So we're almost there. We're only like 18 away, I think. So I'll do a giveaway, and we'll hopefully announce that soon. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.